Let me tell you something simple, yet life-changing. Every person you admire, the millionaire, the author, the leader, the visionary, has the same 24 hours that you do. They don't have more hours in a day. They simply use them differently. And the truth is, most people don't have a time problem. They have a priority problem. You see, success isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you build hour after hour, decision after decision. Now, here is the question I want you to ask yourself and answer honestly. What are you doing with your 24 hours? Because while some are wasting their time scrolling, others are investing their time building. While some are hoping, others are planning. And while some are just surviving the day, successful people are designing their lives. This video isn't about frantic hustling. It's about wisdom. It's about the small changes that transform ordinary days into extraordinary results. So if you're tired of feeling overwhelmed, if you're ready to stop making excuses, and if you finally want to take control of your time and your future, don't leave, because what you're about to learn could change the way you live every day from now on. Let's start. You don't start a successful day in the morning. You start it the night before. Most people live reactively. They wake up, check their phone, and launch into the day, hoping for the best. But let me tell you, hope is not a strategy. And random chance never leads to excellence. Successful people do something different. Before their head hits the pillow, they've already planned out the next day. Because a day well lived starts with a plan. I used to think I could wing it, wake up, grab coffee, and just figure it out as I went. But I learned the hard way. If you don't direct your day will direct you, and rarely in your favor. Here's a small philosophy I live by. Don't start your day until you've ended it. On paper, take 10 minutes in the evening, just 10 minutes. Write down what matters most for tomorrow, who you need to call, what you need to accomplish, and most importantly, why it matters. Because without clarity, you're simply busy, but with clarity, you're effective. Let me ask you, when was the last time you ended your day with intention? Not with Netflix, not with scrolling, not with staying up just to stay up. I'm talking about ending your day with discipline and direction. Successful people use the evening to set up the morning. They set their mindset. They set the tone. They align their actions with their vision. You want a different life? Start preparing differently. Because if you prepare like the average, you will live like the average. But if you prepare like the successful, day after day, you will become successful. So tonight, don't just go to sleep. Go to sleep with a purpose. Lay out your clothes, review your schedule, plan your top 3 priorities, and visualize the person you're going to be when the sun rises. Success isn't found in the noise of the morning. It's found in the quiet of the night, when no one is watching, and you decide who you will be tomorrow. Remember this. The day belongs to the prepared, and preparation always starts the night before. They say the early bird gets the worm. But let me tell you something deeper. The early bird doesn't just get the worm. They get the advantage. You see, how you start your day often determines how you live your life. And most people start their day late, rushed, and already playing catch-up. But successful people know the morning is sacred. It's a time to lead, not to follow, to create momentum, not chaos. You have 2 choices every morning. You can wake up with intention, or you can wake up reacting to emails, texts, noise, and nonsense. I used to think mornings were just something to survive. Now I see them for what they are. A gift, a golden window to set the tone for everything that follows. Let me ask you this question. Do you wake up intentionally, or do you wake up by default? Because the way you approach the morning is the way you approach your goals, your health, your business, your relationships. Everything starts with that first hour. Successful people don't waste that hour. They own it. They get up early. They read. They reflect. They move their body. They write down their goals. They don't start with the noise of the world. They start with their own voice. You might say, I'm not a morning person. I wasn't either until I realized success didn't care about my preferences. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. And mornings are the ultimate time to practice that discipline. That first hour, that's where confidence is built. That's where clarity is sharpened. That's where you remind yourself, today, I'm in charge. You don't have to wake up at 4 a.m., but you must wake up with a purpose before the world makes demands on your time. You make a statement about your life. Here is your challenge: start tomorrow differently. No phone, no distractions, just you, a plan, and a commitment to lead your life. Not follow someone else's. Because if you win the morning, you win the day. And if you win the day, you start winning at life. Most people are busy, but being busy doesn't mean you're productive. In fact, some of the busiest people I know are going nowhere fast. They're running around, rushing, checking boxes, and they're exhausted. But at the end of the day, there's no real progress. Because they've mistaken movement for accomplishment. Let me give you a philosophy worth writing down. Don't specialize in minor things. It's easy to stay busy. It's harder to stay aligned. Successful people don't chase after activity, they chase after results. And the way they get results is by knowing what truly matters and putting it first. You've probably heard of the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. It says that 80% of your results come from only 20% of your effort. Successful people don't ignore that truth. They live by it. They ask, what are the few key actions that will move the needle? What are the priorities that build the future? And they give those their best energy. Here is the danger. You can spend your entire life being efficient at the wrong things. You can organize, color code, and execute, and still end up frustrated. Because it's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. Let me ask you something. Do you know the difference between a task and a priority? A task is something to do. A priority is something that must be done, or the day is lost. Successful people don't just fill up their day. They structure it around what matters. That might mean doing fewer things, but it means doing better things. It means trading the superficial for the deep, the distraction for the direction, the reaction for the intention. Remember this. Your time is limited, but your focus is powerful. When you give your best energy to your core priorities, you gain back time, confidence, and momentum. So, look closely at your to-do list, and then ask, what on this list truly matters? And more importantly, what will advance my life if I accomplish it today? Do less of what doesn't matter. Do more of what does. And watch your life change, not by being busy, but by being effective. Let me give you a simple rule for success. If it's not in your calendar, it won't happen. You see, the average person keeps their plans in their head. They say things like, I'll get to it, I'll try to, I'll do it when I have time. But successful people live by a different standard. They understand that what is unplanned is quickly forgotten. Winners don't rely on memory. They rely on structure. I'm not talking about filling your calendar with every tiny task. I'm talking about owning your time, giving your goals a home, giving your priorities a slot. Because when something has a time and a place, it has a chance to be completed. I heard someone say, don't prioritize your schedule, schedule your priorities. And that's exactly what successful people do. They make space for what matters deliberately. So, let me ask you, where in your calendar is your growth? Where is your reading, your planning, your health, your wealth-building activities, your deep work, your relationships? If they aren't there, they aren't real. They're just wishes floating in your head. Successful people don't hope for time. They create time by blocking it, protecting it, and showing up for it. That's what a professional does. That's what a disciplined life looks like. You see, when your calendar reflects your values, that's when life starts to change. You stop living by chance and you start living by choice. Let me challenge you right now. Get out your calendar. Look at the next 7 days and ask, does this reflect the person I want to become? If not, change it. Not tomorrow, today. Because when you control your calendar, you control your future, and when your schedule honors your vision, that's when your results start to align with your potential. So remember, if it's not scheduled, it's just a good idea. But if it's in the calendar, it's a commitment. And commitment is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. One of the greatest lessons I ever learned in life and business was this. You cannot say yes to everything and still win. It may sound simple, but don't underestimate it, because the truth is, most people don't fail from a lack of talent. They fail because they say yes to too many things that don't matter. Distractions, demands, random invitations, urgent but not important tasks. You see, every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are quietly saying no to something crucial. You're saying no to your health, no to your goals, no to the quiet, focused time that builds your future. Let me tell you, the power of saying no is the foundation of focus. And focus is the path to freedom. Successful people understand this. They don't let guilt run their calendar. They don't let urgency override purpose. They protect their time like a treasure because they know it is one. Every yes must be earned. Every yes must serve the larger vision, because time is like money. You can spend it or you can invest it. And too many people are spending their time on things that give zero return. So let me ask you, are you filling your day with what's easy or with what's essential? Sometimes the most powerful word you can say is a simple, firm, and respectful no to overcommitment, no to time wasters, no to things that pull you off your path so you can say yes to focus, yes to growth, yes to the life you were meant to build. Hear me clearly. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you serious. Serious about your values. Serious about your time. Serious about your future. So, from now on, when an opportunity comes up, ask yourself, does this serve my purpose or does it steal it? If it serves it, say yes wholeheartedly. If it steals it, say no with all your strength, because every no to the wrong thing is a stronger yes to the right one. Life is full of gaps, moments when we're not really doing much. Waiting in traffic, sitting in the doctor's waiting room, standing in line at the bank, or waiting for the next meeting. Here's the difference between successful people and the average. The average person kills time, but the successful person grows in it. They understand that time, even small pockets of it, can be invested, and like money, small investments, when compounded, create massive returns. Let me give you a simple truth. You don't need more hours. You need better habits inside the hours you already have. Successful people turn dead time into development time. They don't just wait. They learn while they wait. They listen to audiobooks. They review their goals. They reflect. They are growing in motion. You would be amazed at how much you could learn if you just took 20 minutes a day to study something meaningful. That's 10 hours a month, 120 hours a year. That's a college course during your commute. This isn't about being perfect. This is about being intentional. You see, we all have the same 24 hours, but some people let the gaps drain them. Others use them to sharpen themselves. Here is a challenge. Start carrying a book with you. Keep a podcast playlist. Use a digital notes app to capture ideas. Redeem those little pockets of time, because they are everywhere. You're not just waiting in line. You're mastering your mindset. You're not just sitting in traffic. You're building your future. Successful people understand something most people never realize. Every moment has potential if you are willing to use it. So, from now on, don't say, I'm just killing time. Instead say, I'm using time to grow. Because the time will pass anyway. But what you do inside that time is what determines the quality of your life. Remember, don't waste the wait. Use it, grow in it, and let it shape the person you become. Let me ask you something important. Are you the only person doing everything in your life? Because if you are, you're not growing. You're simply surviving. I learned a long time ago that success is not about doing more. It's about doing less of the wrong things and more of the right ones. You only have so many hours in a day, and not every task deserves your hands or your time. Let me give you the formula. Delegate, automate, eliminate. First, delegate. Some things can be done by someone else. Someone you can trust, someone you can train. Successful people don't carry every burden. They share them wisely. Because their energy is too valuable to be diluted. If you are doing $10 an hour tasks while trying to build a $100,000 vision, you're going backward. Don't be afraid to ask, who can do this better, faster, or cheaper than me, and then let them. Second, automate. We live in the age of smart tools, systems, and technology. If you are repeating the same task every week, ask yourself if it can be done automatically. Email, reminders, invoicing, content posting. You would be amazed at how many hours you can save when you stop being the machine and start building one. Successful people don't just work harder. They design systems that keep working even when they are resting. And third, eliminate. Some tasks don't need to be delegated or automated. They just need to disappear. Gone. Done. Ask yourself, if I stop doing this, would it even matter? You'll be shocked at how much of your to-do list is noise, not necessity. Successful people are ruthless about this because they know that every yes has a cost, and the cost is your focus. You can't do it all, and you're not meant to. Your greatness won't come from how much you carry, but from how wisely you choose what you carry. So look through your tasks. Ask, can I delegate this? Can I automate it? Or should I just eliminate it? Because every hour you reclaim is a brick you lay in the foundation of your future. Make space for what matters and drop what doesn't. This is how successful people use their time strategically, intentionally, and powerfully. How you end the day is just as important as how you start it. Most people end the day in escape mode. TV on, phone in hand, mind drifting. They slide into sleep with no purpose, no reflection. But successful people, they end the day with wisdom, not waste. Let me share a principle with you. Never go to sleep without collecting something valuable from your day. You see, every day is a classroom. Every conversation, every win, every mistake. It's all teaching you something, but only if you pause long enough to learn. This is what successful people do. They don't just move from one day to the next. They extract the lessons, capture the insights, and carry them forward into tomorrow. So, before your head hits the pillow, ask yourself, what did I do well today? What needs improvement? What did I learn about others, about life, about myself? This is how wisdom is built. Not in the rush, but in the review. You know, it's easy to waste the evening hours. They seem quiet, relaxed, easy to overlook. But here is the truth. Your evenings set up your excellence. Successful people don't end the day scrolling. They end it journaling. They end it reading, planning tomorrow, thinking, reflecting, and sometimes just being quiet. Because in the quiet, you sharpen your awareness. And that awareness, that is where real change begins. Let me remind you of this. You cannot improve what you do not review. And you cannot build a better life without understanding the one you're already living. So make it a habit, not just to live the day, but to harvest it. Before you fall asleep tonight, take 5 minutes, write down one lesson, set one intention, and remind yourself of who you are becoming. Because the end of the day is not the end of your effort. It's the beginning of your elevation. And if you want tomorrow to be better than today, it starts with how you close today. So don't waste your evenings. Invest them in growth, in yourself. If you want the truth about success, here it is. Discipline is what makes the difference. Not motivation, not inspiration. Discipline. Motivation is great for starting. But it's discipline that keeps you going on the cold days, when you're tired, when no one is watching, and when you don't feel like it. You see, successful people don't ask, do I feel like doing this today? They say, it's in the plan, I'm doing it no matter what. Because discipline is not about feeling good. It's about doing what is right, consistently, repeatedly, relentlessly. Let me tell you what discipline truly is. It's the ability to make yourself do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. That may sound hard, but the alternative is harder, because undisciplined days become unaccomplished weeks that turn into wasted months, which add up to a life you didn't want. Here is the good news. Discipline compounds. Every time you keep your commitments, you strengthen your character. You build your confidence and you gain momentum. Discipline says, I get up when the alarm goes off. I stick to my schedule. I finish what I start. I don't wait for the mood. I lead with the mission. And do you know what happens? Life starts to answer you differently. Opportunities open up. Energy rises. Clarity returns. And day after day, you start to trust yourself again, because you've proven you're the kind of person who keeps their commitments. Let me remind you of something powerful. Discipline is not a punishment. It's a path, a bridge, a gift you give your future self. So if today felt ordinary, if you struggled, that's okay, because discipline is a decision you make every single day. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be committed. The clock resets every morning, and you get a chance to say, today, I choose discipline again. And that choice, repeated daily, makes all the difference. Let me ask you an important question. What kind of life are you building? Because whether you realize it or not, you are designing your future one day at a time. Not in big dramatic moments, but in the small ordinary ones. How you spend your morning, how you handle your time, how you respond to distractions, how you plan your priorities. Every day is a brick, and you are either laying those bricks carefully or you are just throwing them down thoughtlessly, hoping it will all come together in the end. But hope is not a strategy. Design is. Successful people understand this. They live life with intention. They don't drift. They direct. They don't wish. They work. They don't wait. They design. They ask, what kind of life do I want? What does it look like? And what small decision today will move me one step closer? Because here is the truth. Your days create your destiny. And the life you want isn't built one day. It's built today in the choices you make, in the time you protect, in the disciplines you practice, in the values you live. So don't underestimate a single day. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be deliberate. Wake up and lead your day. Put meaning behind your schedule. Put purpose behind your actions, and end every evening knowing, I moved in the right direction today. And let me tell you something. If you do that today, tomorrow, and the day after, you won't wake up one day with a better life. You'll wake up one day realizing you have become the person who built it. That is the reward of an intentional life. Not just success, but the satisfaction of knowing you earned it. So start small, but start today. Design a morning that moves you forward. Design a schedule that respects your goals. Design a day that reflects your values. Because when you do that long enough, you design a life worth living. And it all starts one day at a time.